And that's the Ukrainians saying that they've struck some Russian ships in the Black Sea, not far from Sake Island. And we actually have video released by the Ukrainians of this incident. They say these Russian vessels were hit by Ukrainian drones. Tell us the significance of what we're seeing here.
Well, first, the fact that the Ukraine military is being creative now and coming from the sea or coming from the land to attack these targets in the sea, because they recognize that this is a strategic place that they're going to have to potentially use to evacuate civilians. We'd like to think other forces will kind of get there and reinforce as well. These are massive explosions, the kind of things that, again, Ukrainian military, in concert with the kind of equipment that the West has provided, has allowed them to do.
An unverified report by US's New York Post has claimed that Vladimir Putin might undergo cancer surgery while temporarily transferring power to the Secretary of the country's Security Council, Nikolai Patrushev. The Russian president has reportedly been told by doctors that he must undergo an operation. The New York Post reported the development, citing a Telegram channel purportedly run by a former Russian Foreign Intelligence Service Lieutenant General. The report said that the anticipated surgery and recovery are expected to incapacitate Putin for a short time. Referring to Putin's supposedly sickly appearance and uncharacteristically fidgety behavior in public in recent times, the New York Post report said that the Russian president has been rumored to suffer from cancer and a host of other serious illness, including Parkinson's disease.
Vladimir Putin has justified his invasion of Ukraine by claiming that Russian forces are conducting a special operation to denazify the country. This ignores the fact that Ukraine's leader, Volodymyr Zelensky, is himself Jewish. But in an interview on Italian television, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov dismissed Zelensky's faith because, he suggested, many Jews were also anti-Semitic.
Но то, что аргумент он выдвигает, какая может быть у нас нацификация, когда я еврей, я, если правильно помню, боюсь ошибиться. Но, по-моему, у Гитлера тоже была еврейская кровь. Это абсолютно ничего не значит. И мы уже давно слышали мудрый еврейский народ, который говорит, что самые ярые антисемиты, как правило, евреи.
This has outraged Israel. The Russian ambassador was hauled into the Israeli Foreign Ministry today, and the government has been quick to publicly criticize Moscow.
This is the International Space Station, a symbol of global cooperation. But it has now fallen victim to the rivalries on planet Earth. Russia is pulling out of the International Space Station. In the next 12 months, Russian astronauts will leave the facility. At the moment, 3 of them are working at the ISS. A few weeks back, they undertook this spacewalk. Russian astronauts installed a robotic arm that was made in Europe. Moscow has blamed Western sanctions for its decision. It is the end of an era. Despite tensions, America and Russia have kept up their cooperation in space. American astronauts continue to travel on Russian shuttles to space. NASA retired its space vehicles in 2011. Since then, they have been using the Soyuz spacecraft to transport astronauts.
A red carpet rolled out in Berlin as Narendra Modi started his 3-day visit to Europe. India's Prime Minister was warmly greeted by German Chancellor Olaf Scholz on Monday, with both leaders co-chairing the 6th consultations between their respective governments. As well as a commitment to green energy, top of the agenda for the talks was Ukraine.
The war and the brutal attacks against the civilian population of Ukraine show how unrestrained Russia has been in violating the fundamental principles of the UN Charter.
However, the subject has drawn ire as far as India's position on the war is concerned. New Delhi, which for decades was supplied by Russian arms, has so far refused to denounce Vladimir Putin's actions and the invasion of Ukraine.
A three-storey residential building collapsed in Nigeria's most densely populated city, Lagos. At least 8 people were killed, but fear remains as many could still be trapped under the rubble. The incident took place in the Oyingbo area in the south of Nigeria's financial capital on Sunday night. So far, 23 people have been evacuated and taken to hospital. Authorities are facing criticism regarding the building regulations, which are in charge of making sure that structures are safe.
A relationship that continues to deteriorate. As on Monday, the ruling Malian junta denounced the defense treaty in place between the two countries.
The government of the Republic of Mali has decided to denounce the Defense Cooperation Treaty of July 16, 2014.
This comes a week after Mali accused the French army of spying and subversion when it used a drone to film what France alleged was mercenaries burying bodies near a military base. For their part, the French said that they only sent up the drone to disprove a tweet accusing French forces of leaving the bodies at a camp.
After a 10-day hiatus, the boats are back. Calm seas give those waiting to cross the hope that finally it might be safe or not as dangerous. Today, reports that more than 200 people arrived, nowhere near the 1,000 a day number the Prime Minister had warned us about the night before the government announced a controversial new policy to send those entering the UK through illegal methods to an offshore asylum centre in Rwanda. The government says the Nationality and Borders Bill pushed through Parliament this week will deter people making this journey. The government spokesperson said through this landmark legislation, the government is cracking down on people smugglers and fixing the broken system by making it a criminal offence to knowingly arrive in the UK illegally and introducing a maximum sentence of life imprisonment for those who facilitate illegal entry into our country.
The biggest active wildfire in the U.S. is tearing through drought-stricken forests in New Mexico, threatening homes and forcing thousands of residents to flee for their lives. The fires are visible from outer space. Firefighters are dropping flame retardant from helicopters and building fire breaks with bulldozers. The fire has burned for nearly a month, destroying 300 houses and other structures. Dozens of small towns have been evacuated in the rugged Sangre de Cristo mountains. Large new fires also broke out in Arizona and several other states. According to U.S. agencies, wildfires have burned more than twice as much land this year as in the same period of 2021.